They told you that energy work takes years of discipline, strict rituals, and advanced techniques. But what if everything could begin with a simple touch? That's right, no incense, no chanting, no guru required. Just one point on your body, and something inside you clicks. Sounds too easy, doesn't it? Here's the twist: ancient traditions have been guarding this knowledge for centuries, quietly passing it down while the world rushed past. And now, you're about to experience it, not as a theory, but as a physical truth. You're wired for energy. You were born with the switch already installed. The only thing missing was knowing where to press. If you've ever felt tired for no reason, disconnected from yourself, or like you're moving through life with the volume turned down, there's a reason. Your system's been asleep. But today, you'll learn to wake it up. And once it's awake, it flows. It hums. It changes everything. Fast. So, take a breath. Because in just a moment, you'll touch this point, and when you do, you won't just feel energy, you'll become it. There's a point in the body that acts like flipping on a light switch. It's not random, it's deeply rooted in ancient traditions. Some place it right at the center of the chest, others swear by the space just above the navel, and many meditate on the third eye. What they all have in common is this: the moment you bring awareness, or even light touch, to this energy point, something shifts. It's as if the body goes, "Ah, there it is," and a quiet hum of vital energy begins to stir. In one of my early workshops, a woman in her 60s said she hadn't felt fully alive in years, until she placed her hand over her sternum and breathed into it. Within minutes, her eyes lit up. That's the power of immediate activation. And no, it's not magic. It's your own system responding to a subtle but precise cue, like hitting the reset button on a jammed device. What makes this point so unique is that it serves as a gateway between your physical form and what many call the subtle body. It's like the password that grants access to an entire hidden operating system running beneath the surface. And the best part? You don't need years of training, just intention, presence, and a bit of curiosity. Touch it right, and the current begins to circulate. Some traditions call this the seat of the soul. Others just know it works. And once you feel it, there's no turning back. The activation is subtle, yes, but unmistakable. It's not about chasing fireworks. It's about tuning into that steady flame that's been there all along. And once that energy point starts to pulse, well, that's when things really start flowing. Imagine a river beneath your skin, not of blood, but of light. That's how the subtle body works. It's made of fine, delicate channels, call them meridians, nadis, circuits, whatever your tradition prefers, and through them flows your vital energy. When everything's open and clear, you feel it, that steady hum of life, that inner aliveness. But just like rivers, these channels get blocked, and that's when things get weird: fatigue, fogginess, emotional chaos. When someone presses that central energy point, it's like they've found the dam and pulled the lever. The energy starts to trickle, then rush. Breath becomes deeper without effort. Shoulders drop. Heat rises. What was tense begins to soften. It's not dramatic like a movie, it's more like noticing the fridge stopped humming. Suddenly, there's peace where there was noise, even if you didn't realize it before. Here's a trick: after touching the point, follow it with deep, slow breaths and visualize the energy moving through your limbs like golden threads. Imagine brushing dust off an old path in the forest. Now it's open again. You're not inventing the flow, you're restoring it. A yoga teacher I knew used to say, "We don't make energy flow, we just get out of the way." And once it flows, momentum builds. The immediate activation of that central point gives the whole subtle body a push, like a match to dry wood. Warmth spreads. Awareness sharpens. You're no longer just walking through life, you're pulsing with it. And that shift, it shows up in the smallest, most powerful ways. Let's get real, this isn't about floating off into some mystical realm. Immediate activation is grounded. It's visceral. It shows up in the body like a quiet knock from the inside. For some, it starts as warmth in the chest or a buzzing under the skin. Others feel their breath catch, not out of fear, but like the body just remembered how to breathe fully again. These are signs your vital energy is waking up. One guy I worked with described it like holding a purring cat against his ribs, that low, soothing vibration. Another woman said her fingers started to tingle like electricity. And sometimes, it's way more subtle, a soft inner smile, or a tear that comes from nowhere. That's the beauty of the subtle body, it doesn't need to scream. It just whispers, and your entire system listens. It's not unusual to feel a shift in breath patterns, almost like your lungs are moving themselves. Or a sudden wave of peace, without knowing why. In certain cases, people report light pressure in the forehead or heat rising up the spine. These are natural, they're not random side effects, they're your body remembering its own pathways of power. You've opened the door. Now energy walks through. And the best part? The more you practice, the more fluent your body becomes in its own energetic language. You'll start to know, without thinking, when that energy point is ready to be touched again. You'll crave it, not like a fix, but like water after a long walk. Because the moment it flows, you'll feel the shift, and soon, you'll want to learn how to guide it. Start simple. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and choose one spot, heart center, just above the navel, or right between the eyebrows. Trust your instinct. That's where the energy point is likely calling you. Place your fingers there gently, no pressure cooker needed. Just enough contact to bring awareness. Then breathe. Not shallow, not forced, slow, like you're sipping air. Picture this, you're lighting a candle with your touch. As you breathe in, imagine a soft glow expanding outward from that point. It's not about forcing anything, it's about inviting flow. Some people like to use a circular motion, like tracing a coin-sized spiral over the skin. That motion, paired with your breath, sends the signal, I'm ready to awaken my vital energy. A good friend of mine, a massage therapist, swears by tapping, 3 light taps over the point, followed by stillness. That was her way of knocking on the door before entering. Experiment. Maybe you prefer acupressure. Maybe it's visualization. What matters most isn't the technique, it's the intention. That's what activates the subtle body. The tools are just extensions of your will. And here's the part most people miss, stay present. Don't just touch and rush off. Linger. Let your awareness drop into that space like a stone settling into a lake. The more you give your attention, the deeper the immediate activation. It's a conversation, not a command. And once the energy responds, well, that's when you'll want to keep it flowing. Think of this practice like watering a plant, a little every day keeps it vibrant. Touching that energy point once is powerful, but making it a habit? That's when things shift. Combine it with slow breathing and clear visualization, picture your vital energy moving like sunlight through branches. Even 5 minutes a day is enough to keep your subtle body tuned and awake. After activation, let your body move. Stretch gently, sway your spine, or walk barefoot for a few minutes. Why? Because energy loves movement. It's like stirring a pot, it keeps the flow dynamic instead of stagnant. One of my clients started dancing lightly after every session. Not choreographed, just letting her body follow the current. She called it her soul shake. Don't forget to hydrate. Seriously, water conducts energy. After you've opened those channels, give your body what it needs to carry that vital energy further. Some also find rest is essential. You might feel a bit buzzed after activation, like a system reboot. That's good. Lie down. Let it settle. Integration is just as important as ignition. Over time, you'll notice a change, not just during the practice, but in how you move through your day. Stress hits differently. Your intuition gets sharper. There's more presence in your voice, more fire behind your actions. You've essentially charged your internal battery, and pretty soon, your energy won't just flow, it'll start to radiate. You'll know it's working when life starts feeling lighter. Not because your schedule changed, but because you did. That's the magic of activating vital energy. Mental fog lifts. Emotional swings lose their grip. You begin noticing things, how your body feels in a room, how people's moods affect you. It's not hypersensitivity, it's alignment. Your subtle body is tuning in. One woman told me she started crying during traffic, not out of stress, but joy. I just felt connected, she said. That's a sign. Another man began painting again after years of creative block. Not because someone told him to, but because the energy moved and demanded expression. That's what happens when the current flows. Immediate activation doesn't just change how you feel, it changes what you do. You might feel more alive in your skin, more rooted in your steps, more intentional in your words. That's the energy point doing its job, waking you up from the inside out. You'll probably find yourself craving more nature, deeper conversations, or even solitude, things that feed this newly awakened system. And no, it's not a phase. It's a remembering. What's wild is how others start to notice before you do. You look different. You seem calmer. That glow isn't from skincare, it's from energy that's finally circulating. And as that subtle body strengthens, something else starts to stir, a deeper urge, a quiet calling, almost like your system is saying, there's more. Now that you know how to awaken your energy system with just one point, the question becomes, what will you do with it? Will you keep moving through life on autopilot, or will you start each day by charging your vital energy like it actually matters? Will you keep ignoring the whispers of your subtle body, or finally start listening to the signals that have been there all along? Because once the flow starts, it's hard to go back. You'll feel more present in conversations. More inspired in your choices. More you in your own body. And maybe, just maybe, this small shift will be the thing that changes everything. So, tell me, are you ready to touch that point and feel the energy circulate? If you are, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us as we explore how to awaken your full energetic potential, one breath, one moment, one spark at a time.